Hello, welcome to the next installment of the Mongrel politics presentation of the United States Constitution, read in its plain text. I am as usual, I am your host, Mo Stevens. So today I'm going to start with covering Article 2, and we're just kind of going to go on and see how far I can get it. The Declaration of Independence and Article 1 were fairly lengthy, so they ended up being longer videos, and I'm going to try and keep these into shorter little bite-sized bits going forward. I am filming a little earlier in the day today, so grab your coffee. And let's just jump right into this. So this is Article 2, Section 1 of the United States Constitution. 1. The executive power shall be vested in a President of the United States of America. He shall hold his office during the term of 4 years, and together with the Vice President chosen for the same term, be elected as follows. 2. Each state shall appoint, in such manner as the legislature thereof may direct, a number of electors equal to the whole number of senators and representatives to which the state may be entitled in the Congress. But no senator or representative or person holding an office of trust or profit under the United States shall be appointed an elector. All right, number 3, and keep in mind this third section was superseded by the 12th Amendment later on in our history. So this is not a current, accurate interpretation of the Constitution. This has been rendered obsolete. The electors shall meet in their representative or their respective states and vote by ballot for 2 persons, of whom one at least shall not be an inhabitant of the same state with themselves. And they shall make a list of all the persons voted for and of the number of votes for each, which list they shall sign and certify and transmit sealed to the seat of the government of the United States, directed to the President of the Senate. The President of the Senate shall, in the presence of the Senate and House of Representatives, open all the certificates, and the votes shall then be counted. The person having the greatest number of votes shall be the President, if such number be a majority of the whole number of electors appointed, and if there be more than one who have such a majority and have an equal number of votes, then the House of Representatives shall immediately choose by ballot one of them for president. So this is talking about in case there is a tie when Congress counts the electors' votes and ballots. If they should be in tie, then Congress themselves get to have their own little election to break the tie. Shall the House of Representatives shall immediately choose by ballot one of them for president. And if no person have a majority, then from the 5 highest on the list, the said House shall in like manner choose the president. But in choosing the president, the vote shall be taken by states, the representation from each state having 1 vote. A quorum for this purpose shall consist of a member or members from 2/3 of the states, and a majority of all the states shall be necessary to a choice. In every case, after the choice of the president, the person having the greatest number of votes of the electors shall be the vice president. Section 4, or actually subsection 4 under Section 1. The Congress may determine the time of choosing the electors and the day on which they shall give their votes, which day shall be the same throughout the United States. Basically just establishing election day. 5. No person except a natural-born citizen or a citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption of this Constitution shall be eligible to the office of President. Neither shall any person be eligible to that office who shall not have attained to the age of 35 years and been 14 years a resident within the United States. 6. In case of the removal of the President from office or of his death, resignation, or inability to discharge the powers and duties of the said office. The same shall devolve to the Vice President, and the Congress may, by law, provide for the case of removal, death, resignation, or inability, both of the President and the Vice President, declaring what officer shall then act as President, and such officer shall act accordingly until the disability be removed or a President shall be elected. This one was also modified later by the 25th Amendment. 7. The President shall, at stated times, receive for his services a compensation which shall neither be increased nor diminished during the period for which he shall have been elected, and he shall not receive within that period any other emolument from the United States or any of them individually. 8. Before he enter on the execution of his office, he shall take the following oath or affirmation. This is basically the oath of office. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of the President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Section 2. The President shall be Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy of the United States and of the militia of the several states, when called into the actual service of the United States. He may require the opinion, in writing, of the principal officer in each of the executive departments upon any subject relating to the duties of their respective offices. And he shall have power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, except in cases of impeachment. Section 2, subsection 2, he shall have power by and with the advice and consent of the Senate to make treaties, provided 2/3 of the senators present concur, and he shall nominate, and by and with the advice and consent of the Senate, shall appoint ambassadors, other public ministers and consuls, judges of the Supreme Court, and all other officers of the United States, whose appointments are not herein otherwise provided for, and which shall be established by law. But the Congress may by law vest the appointment of such inferior offices as they think proper in the President alone, in the courts of the law, or in the heads of departments. 3. The President shall have power to fill up all vacancies that may happen during the recess of the Senate by granting commissions which shall expire at the end of their next session. Article 2, Section 3. He shall from time to time give to the Congress information on the state of the Union, and recommend to their consideration such measures as he shall judge necessary and expedient. He may, on extraordinary occasions, convene both houses, or either of them, and in case of disagreement between them with respect to the time of adjournment, he may adjourn them to such time as he shall think proper. He shall receive ambassadors and other public ministers. He shall take care that the laws be faithfully executed, and shall commission all the officers of the United States. Section 4. The President, Vice President, and civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. So now that was Article 2 of the United States Constitution, and I think we can get through Section 3. So here is Article 3, Section 1 of the United States Constitution. The judicial power of the United States shall be vested in one Supreme Court, and in such inferior courts as the Congress may from time to time ordain and establish. The judges, both of the Supreme and inferior courts, shall hold their offices during good behavior, and shall be stated at stated times, receive for their services a compensation which shall not be diminishing during their continuance in office. Section 2, number 1. The judicial power shall extend to all cases in law and equity arising under this Constitution, the laws of the United States and treaties made or which shall be made under their authority. To all cases affecting ambassadors, other public ministers and consuls, to all cases of admiralty and maritime jurisdiction, to controversies to which the United States shall be a party, to controversies between two or more states, between a state and citizens of another state. This one was modified by the 11th Amendment. Between citizens of different states, between citizens of the same state claiming lands under grants of different states, and between a state or the citizens thereof and foreign states, citizens or subjects. 2. In all cases affecting ambassadors or other public ministers and consuls, and those in which a state shall be a party, the Supreme Court shall have original jurisdiction. In all other cases before mentioned, the Supreme Court shall have appellate jurisdiction, both as to law and fact, with such exceptions and under such regulations as the Congress shall make. 3. The trial of all crimes, except in cases of impeachment, shall be by jury, and such trial shall be held in the state where the said crimes shall have been committed. But when not committed within any state, the trial shall be at such place or places as the Congress may by law have directed. Section 3, 1. Treason against the United States shall consist only in levying war against them or in adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort. No person shall be convicted of treason unless on testimony of two witnesses to the same overt act or on confession in open court. 2. The Congress shall have power to declare the punishment of treason, but no attainder of treason shall work corruption of blood or forfeiture except during the life of the person attainted. That one probably deserves some pondering and parsing. The Congress shall have power to declare the punishment of treason, but in no attainder of treason shall work corruption of blood or forfeiture except during the life of the person. The way I'm interpreting that is that basically you cannot punish the offspring of an individual forfeiture except during life. Yeah, so it's, yeah, okay. So that is the end of Article 3. And I could continue on, but I think just to keep this bite-sized and manageable, we'll save Article 3, and it looks like we might be able to fit Article 4 and more into, Article 4, Article 5, Article 6, and Article 7 might be in the next video because they're pretty succinct and short. But so for this video, we're going to stop it here. So this concludes Article 2 and Article 3 of the United States Constitution for Mongrel politics. You know, it's very interesting, just to give y'all a sense of when this was actually recorded. I woke up this morning knowing that later this very week, Congress, which has not only the power of the purse, but also has the power to declare or not to declare war, that they were scheduling a vote, a bipartisan vote. The bill was sponsored by one Democrat, one Republican, and they were going to vote on whether or not the president had the authority and the consent of Congress, and therefore the representatives of the people, to go to war with Iran. And I know that was scheduled for this week, and I woke up to the announcement that our current president has started dropping bombs on Iran. So, you know, us understanding this Constitution, this just validates the fact that we, the people, need to understand what is and is not allowed under our Constitution, either whether it is pertaining to us and our personal lives or the behaviors of our leadership. So appreciate you guys watching this. Again, I hope everybody's getting some value of this, whether it is today in this moment or years down the road, because as much as we're capable of doing, these are going to be left up on YouTube forever. So you could be looking at this years from now. And that is really kind of the goal of it. But I'm not going to prattle on for too long. Just the news of the day, it made it, very apparent to me that we, the people, understanding the rules and the obligations of each branch of government were very clearly laid out. And where there were problems, we amended them over time. And if we don't respect the United States Constitution or the rules that were laid out or the separation of powers between the branches, then we're not really the United States of America. Because what determined the existence of the United States of America was the Declaration of Independence and the United States Constitution. Once we disregard that document, we are no longer that country that was founded. So it is important that we stick with this. I'm going to shut up. Thank you guys for watching. For those of you who just stumbled upon this, Mongrel Politics is a much longer conversation between myself and Luella Kincaid, and we definitely encourage anybody who actually cares about their country and is sort of sick of the artificial divide that has been built up and created between us, that you go back to our oldest videos and sort of catch up with that conversation. Y'all have a beautiful day, and we'll see you in the next episode of Mongrel Politics Reads the United States Constitution. Thank you very much.